Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is your man Jelani JP Bodie. I'm in the building once again to sit here and talk about sports, among some other things. But this is the Wait a Minute show. Glad you could join. Glad you're back. Speaking of back, we got somebody back that's been missing for a while. I'll get to that in just a moment. But before we get into anything, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications that you see there right in front of you that you can choose from, right? So again, like, share, turn on those notifications. Holla at your boy. So I said we back, right? So it's not just me, he, him, the one and only Mo is back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've been holding it down for about, two weeks and everything, but he's back. You see, he got some nasty work in the background,
That's
but
what you're gonna see tonight, a whole bunch of nasty work. We ain't gonna get into it though.
Okay, all right. All right, we'll see. We'll see.
Let me straighten it out. I gotta straighten it out since I got some Kentucky fans that may be watching, so I need them to
Oh,
understand what's really
gotcha.
going on. So,
Yeah.
what's up,
Y'all
JB?
handled,
Good to be back,
y'all,
man.
y'all handled your business, and I'm glad you are back, sir. I'm glad you're back
Absolutely.
because we're gonna get into some things. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into the first topic, and that is NFL talk and one Dak Prescott, right? Got the bag, as the youngins say. So he secured him an extension for 4 more years, basically getting 60 mil per year. With that, of course, that's before taxes. We all know that. Good idea, bad idea. Did Dak really hold I guess the leverage? It doesn't matter, right? I do believe that he did hold the leverage. I do believe it was a deal that needed to get done. Y'all know how I am about these deals and everything. Is that look, that's the going rate. That it keeps going up. The price is going to continue to go up as long as the NFL is making more money, then the players are going to make more money because nobody says anything about the franchises and they keep going up. Washington just sold for $6 billion, right? They ain't won a Super Bowl or anything in a while, so money's just going up. But here's what I'm going to say, on it with that is that look, his bugaboo has really been the playoffs, right? But regular season and everything, you for the most part, you can pretty much count on, Dak. But I think with Dak as well, and I'm not saying that, he should only get the money based off of this, but I think also the environment in which he has to operate, in which he has to work. Now, Mo, I'm going to ask you a question, on this, just to get your opinion, on it. But to me, with Dak being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback for a franchise who hasn't won anything in decades, stuff that if it can go wrong, it goes wrong. But the pressure that is just put on him for a franchise that haven't won anything, you would think they treat him like Pat Mahomes and everything. So I think some of that, I'm gonna be like, look, yeah, y'all got this on me, and I gotta work in this environment. We know, that Jerry and them always want to put on the show and all that stuff. Yeah, give me, as the kids say, give me my money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he did. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay him. Listen, it's a lot that comes with being the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys,
A
right?
lot.
A
Yes.
whole lot, right? And Dak is a great quarterback. I know it's hard for me to say that, but he is.
Yeah.
He's a solid quarterback. In the regular season. You can't leave that part out. I mean, I know we had the game last night. I'm sure you're going to talk about it, but I mean, yeah, you got to pay him because he goes somewhere else. They're going to give him the money, right? And
Yeah.
what are your options? What are your options? If you're the Dallas Cowboys, where are you going to go to find another player as good or better than Dak Prescott?
And I like that you said that 2 points that you made there that I love. Where are you going to go and get? Because if there is someone better, they not trading them or they not coming to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And two, yeah, he had the leverage. There's a ton of teams, which we're going to get into, a couple of them that would take Dak Prescott in a heartbeat,
Oh
and
yeah.
give him the money that he's asking for. And like you just said, I don't think that they are ready to give the reins of this franchise and this Cowboy Nation, as they call it, to Trey Lance. So yeah, you got to. He had all the leverage and everything. It's just Jerry and them do what they always do. Wait until the last moment for whatever reason. You know you're gonna give them the money. Just give them the money and just let's get it over with.
And that's
Get it
so
over with.
Jerry Jones to do it the way he did it. That's
So
so
Jerry,
Jerry Jones. I loved it.
you're right.
I loved it.
You're right. All right. Week one. Let's get into week one of the NFL and just reaction to week one of the NFL. So this one we're gonna do a little bit different. I got some things here. I got my notes, as I always, want to talk about. So I want to get into something that's has been serious, that's out there. I thought we would really just be talking about stuff on the field, but we're going to talk a little bit about off the field and this whole Tyreek Hill situation on it. So if you haven't, if you should know at this point, but if you haven't already, that Tyreek Hill was, pulled over by Miami-Dade police. An interaction ensued and everything in which they put him in cuffs. And there's a video footage of them having him on the ground, an officer with his knee in his back, and all of that, right? So obviously that's going to, catch eyes. It went viral. Everybody's talking about it. The officer, I guess, in question is on administrative duty as we speak right now. Now, that could change by the time y'all see this, but administrative duty. I saw the video. There's a report, and actually, Mo, you got it. Jeff Darlington made a post on, I almost called it Twitter, on X, about the situation. So, if Mo, if you can put that up, per sources, Tyreek Hill received 2 citations as a result of this traffic stop on this past Sunday: careless driving and a seatbelt violation. Calais Campbell, who said after the game, police told him they briefly placed him in handcuffs for disobeying a direct order, did not end up receiving a citation. Miami-Dade Police Department told me this morning that it remains an internal investigation, so they cannot provide the details into what led to the citation for careless driving or why Hill was detained face down on the ground in handcuffs. One of the officers on the scene remains on administrative duty. So, basically, a recap of that. And here's my thing on it: is that before we get in, we heard what Tyreek had to say. There's an investigation on it. We need to find out, what played in there, or what constituted this whole thing of where it went. That's what I'm interested in. Now, Tyreek has said that he really didn't say anything. He didn't cuss. He didn't, he really don't know, what he did. There should be some body cam footage, but it begs the question, though, is that it happened right in front of the stadium. He's getting ready to go in, to work, at this point. He gets pulled over. How did we get from a seatbelt violation to being pulled out of the car and put on the ground in cuffs? What transpired? What triggered that? What caused that? That's what I'm, really interested in finding out, to get more on this. So I'm not going to be one of those people that jump the gun and say, "Oh, it's probably this," or start insinuating, everything, because if there is, which there should be, body cam footage, we should get, some of those answers to what I was just talking about. I just think it's unfortunate, for that situation that happened on both ends, until we find out, more, about it. Mo, if you have anything, you don't have to, but if you had anything that you wanted to add to that, you can definitely say what you got.
I don't have much to say right now because there is an investigation going on, right?
Right.
But I mean, of course, it's something we've been seeing for a long time, and it's easy right now to point to profiling. He was on his way to a game, right? And first game of the season, to get pulled over by an officer, I can imagine the frustration. Now, that being said, lots of people are pulled over and may be frustrated for whatever reason. Does that warrant what happened to him, face down on the ground? I mean, for a speeding violation or whatever. No, I don't think so. But I'm curious to see what comes out on the body cam footage, what they find in the investigation. Whatever they find, deal with it the way it needs to be dealt with.
Right.
And shout out to Tyreek for having a monster game yesterday after all of that. And
Monster game.
I,
And he
I
spoke
hope you
about,
talk about the touchdown celebration.
yeah. You know what you bring up? because obviously that got highlighted on there when he scored. And even after the game, he just talked about how he wanted to go into law enforcement,
Mhm.
himself. And it's like he's taking the high road, in this. He wanted to, he's more focused on trying to do something positive. Um, Me myself, and this is just my personal opinion. That's all. I'm not saying it was horrible or bad or anything like that. I would have just stayed away from the celebration because it's already going to be a talking point
Mhm.
after the game. So this just allows people to use that and do whatever it is that they want. So that's my whole thing of like that the celebration part I probably wouldn't have done. Oh, I know I wouldn't have done.
He couldn't help it. He couldn't help it.
I know.
He couldn't help that.
I, I
I,
know.
I
I
love the
know.
way he handled everything in front of the cameras, the touchdown celebration. Maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't. I enjoyed it, but it's Tyreek. He gonna do it.
Yeah. But
He
yeah,
gonna
we're
do
gonna
it,
get
and
some.
I think that team has probably the most touchdown celebration in a playbook than any other team in the league.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Now, there's one thing that in Tyreek said, talking about being an officer. Can you imagine if Tyreek was an officer and then you trying to run away from him? Not gonna happen.
RoboCop
He,
all day.
he's gonna,
RoboCop.
he'll have the most arrests probably out of the whole force. They just
He getting promotions every time he up for him.
they'll just bring him in, like they'll bring him in like in a special unit and everything. He got his own unit,
Hmm.
and he'll come out. Somebody got a 40-yard head start. It don't matter. He's like, I'm gonna walk him down.
He
But
got his own division, the Cheetah Force.
oh, next up, let's hit some quick ones. Honorable mention, man. Anthony Richardson, man. This dude against the Texans throws 60 yards in the air, and he didn't actually step into the pass. Right, he was all off balance, and to do that's some serious stuff right there. That's a serious cannon. So obviously we see why people, are excited about Anthony Richardson going into this season with the Colts. But Deshaun Watson, right? Here's what I'm going to say, about Deshaun playing against the Cowboys and everything, 169 yards to TD and two interceptions. We're beyond the point of, highlighting anything else when it comes to Deshaun Watson. He's been in Cleveland and been away from Houston long enough. And at this point, what you have to take what you have in front of you, because it didn't seem like he was confident. It didn't seem like he was really delivering the ball like he normally would, or like we've been used to seeing. And at this point, Deshaun has taken a step back, from what we knew or what we've seen him be, in the past. So at this point, I'm not putting any expectations, on Deshaun. I know people are already kind of calling for Jameis to, to come out there and everything. I'm not gonna say just do that just right away, but you got to understand that the clock is probably ticking at this point, right? You've been there, for this long. I know injuries have happened, but in this league, in this business, how people operate, they always is what have you done for me lately? So that you can't sugarcoat it. You can't do anything with it. It's just you gotta turn it around. Jordan Love, right? He goes down at the last few seconds, 6 seconds left in the game against the Philadelphia Eagles this past Friday. Uh, it's a little panic time for the Packers. Just a tad. I'm not going to say because it's still early. Now I know you probably should have some concerns because I know they did not have in plan for Malik Willis to ingratiate himself into the offense at this point. So right now it's being reported that he's going to be QB number one. They could do some things, maybe try and bring in a veteran or bring in somebody, as well. But that just changes, what the Green Bay Packers are going to do. I don't think that you're going to go out there and tell Malik to do the same things that Jordan Love was going to do. So it's going to be a different Packers offense. So right now, looking at let's run the ball, let's play defense, let's however we can get it. Let's get a win and maybe split those, and go 500 because they're talking about maybe 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks right now. So if you can do that, get them back, after about 4 weeks, you split that, get 2 wins. Look, remember, they started out slow last year, and we saw what happened. So that's what I'm saying. It's not doomsday, but this is definitely a situation that you don't want to be in if you're the Green Bay Packers, because you want Jordan Love to be there. But it's not over if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, or if you're thinking that, yes, we got one more person out of the mix. Nah, it's not that. But pay attention. Pay attention. He is a young man, so he could heal sooner than later.
It's over.
Go ahead, Mo. You had something?
No, I just said it's over. It's over for Green Bay. In that division, it's over, man. I mean,
It's over.
I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. It's over. You heard Mo say it. It's over. What's not over, but possibly, perhaps, that some people wanted to be over is the last point of NFL Week 1. So we've been off the field, we've been on the field. Now we're gonna go in the booth, and Mo, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this. But Tom Brady made his first, I guess, sportscast or whatever you want to. He called the game between Cleveland and Dallas, and people have already started giving their opinions and everything. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 2 things. I wasn't impressed. That's me being a Michigan guy, right? I wasn't impressed, but it is his very first one. So I will say, people got to give him time or whatever, because he definitely looked like a rookie, or sounded like a rookie. I could say he just got to get his niche and everything, and hopefully that picks up for him. But some people are going to be like, they just don't like Tom Brady, so they're gonna they're not gonna like it anyway. But it just seemed like he was, at times when I was watching the game, he was trying to find himself, or trying to kind of find certain things to say and everything. And he had some good points. He had some points which was like, and I knew people were gonna say this, but it's his first one, and he ain't going nowhere because they paid him $375 million. So we're going to keep, practice. Practice makes perfect, I guess, or practice makes better.
I thought it was all right. I mean,
Yeah.
because there were times where he made me forget that this is Tom Brady talking, and that's the goal. That's the objective. Especially being a polarizing figure that he is. But doing the podcast, and we've seen people who they got to get them jitters out the way, and it takes
Yeah.
that first go round. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
what we saw. I mean, yeah, he didn't blow me away with a lot of his takes and thoughts on it, but give him time. I think he'd be fine.
And
You made
that's
the
why.
biggest point. The money
Yep.
is spent.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
spent.
It is. And
So
but
he ain't
here's
going
the
nowhere.
thing. But here's the thing, though. I understand this point that people are, kind of at with it, though. When you give somebody that type of money right off the rip, and they have not done this before, the expectations are high. Now he's not, obviously he's not, new to, pressure or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to look at in his counterparts, as far as like, Tony Romo, which, some people still kind of got their things about Tony Romo, but I like, I like when Tony Romo does a broadcast. You got people that came before him, John Madden and all that stuff. And you got to remember also, he bumped the guy the network did. They bumped the guy that was doing an excellent job in Greg Olson, in that
Mm-hmm.
position. And so some of that is the network, and it's just like it comes with the territory. So there's going to be, harsh criticism, or real, I guess, yeah, harsh criticism, and people are going to grade it a little bit different, also because of who it is. So it comes with the territory. He'll figure it out. Just give him time,
Tom
like you
Brady
said.
is competitive, and I feel like he don't want to fail. He gonna work hard on it. He gonna go back and watch it just like he watched game film. And okay, I need to do this better. I need to do that better, and
Yep.
see what happens next week.
Yep.
I
I
mean,
do.
it's kind of an odd game to give him for his first outing, but
Yeah.
I guess you kind of had to.
I do like the joke that they made with the refs. I don't know if you picked up on it, about they were talking about protecting Tom, and I forgot the ref that was in there. He said, "Well, we've been protecting him for about the past 20 years or something like that."
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so
It
it's
was good.
they got those little things, and they'll probably little jabs and everything. So I think yeah, it'll probably work itself out.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. Hey, now working itself out. Let's move on. The Giants. Can they work this thing out, man? Because we just saw this past Friday, and Mo, I think we got the what's that? Saquon, yeah, Saquon. I'm over here messing up, but getting it together. We just watched Saquon go off. Total touchdowns. We see on the ground he got two touchdowns and 109 yards. He got one in the air. And did the New York Giants fumble this bag with Saquon Barkley, letting him go? Here's what I'm gonna say. No, I'm gonna say they did not fumble the bag. Will they miss him? Yes. Will they face harsh criticism from their fans? Yes. Uh, but missing him, and the reason I'm going to say they won't miss him is because this team was not in a position where they were a running back away from getting to the Super Bowl or anything. I think with Saquon, obviously, it improves the New York Giants. But I don't think it put them over the hump. I think they're kind of the same team that they still needed some pieces, because if you look at the New York Giants and watching that Hard Knocks, they were talking about, look, first thing, they made their choice. They wanted the quarterback over Saquon. We already knew that, a year, 2 years ago, when they paid, Daniel Jones. So you made that choice. Then in Hard Knocks, they're talking about getting them some help on the line, which that you added some pieces, but it's only one game. It's only a small sample size, but he still got sacked 5 times, and Daniel Jones had a pick six, on it. So he's still throwing these pick sixes, and everything. So I think just with Saquon there, some of that probably would have been able to be masked, or some of that, you can address, but I don't think Saquon staying there really would have put them over the hump. So that's why I'm saying I don't think that they're going to miss Saquon in that aspect, because you're still going to have some issues, because this team is still, building. They're going to build around, Malik Neighbors and some other guys that they're going to get in the future. But I honestly believe that, because I think this is probably the last year of guaranteed money that Daniel Jones can get. I do believe that they probably will get another quarterback. Who that will be, I don't know. Maybe Shador Sanders, but whoever that is, coming out of college, or they get in free agency, I still don't think it will, they'll be like, man, if we had Saquon, it would have been this, because you're starting over. Saquon is trying to win right now. So that's just my little, 2 cents, on the situation as well. I see Mo popped in here, so he got something to say.
Yeah, they dropped the ball. Of course, they dropped the ball. I mean, a team is as bad as. First of all, either be good or be interesting, right? But don't just
I
be
like that.
horrible,
I
right?
like that. Okay.
But you know who really dropped the ball with this situation?
Make me
The
change my
Dallas
mind. I'm using
Cowboys.
your
The
line.
Dallas Cowboys dropped the ball. They should have got Saquon. They needed Saquon. They needed a running back. They dropped the ball in this situation. But yeah, the Giants, I mean, come on, man. At least look like you're trying to win football games.
Yeah,
Because
it was
Daniel Jones, why he's still in the league, I don't know. But come on, get the people something to come and see.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
hey, ain't nobody, not right now. While you in it, you ain't about to say we made a mistake. So executives got egos. Executives got egos like athletes too.
Every last one of those executives sat there and watched the Eagles do what they did, and watch Saquon go out there and get 3 touchdowns. And I liked how you trying to be slick with the little Shador Sanders thing.
What?
I agree. You might be on something.
I'm just saying, if
It's time.
if it don't work out and they have a bad year, you get Shador, put them with Malik Neighbors, and then you go out there and try and get yourself another, running back to go with Devin Singletary, at that point. Yeah, it could go that way.
Well, after this weekend, clearly he need an O-line. So
Yeah, it was tough. Speaking of need, it's a couple schools that's gonna need a little bit of a hug in the NCAA. One of them being my team. I'll get to them in just a second, but I want to give props where props is due. I'm only going to talk about 2 teams. One, Northern Illinois University, right? I know y'all saw this. They took down number 5 Notre Dame. Coach Thomas Hammock got the kids to believe, got the kids ready, got them to go into South Bend and take down Notre Dame 16-14. So I watched this game, and there is something to be said, and I want to toot the horn of Northern Illinois before I start talking about Notre Dame real quick. Is that here I got a few stats here and why they won this game. One, let me say this: their coach, which is great because he is an alumni. He used to play on the team, and he was a running back. But before he got the head coaching position, Mo, I'm going to ask you a question. He had some coaching experience as a running back coach on an NFL team. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. I don't want to put you too much in the dark. But what team do you think he was the running back coach for? And I know I hit you with a surprise, so I'm not expecting you to know that.
Running back coach.
Running back coach.
You got me.
Baltimore Ravens. So he was a running back coach for the Ravens from 2014 to 2018, if I remember correctly. So before he got there. And the reason I say that, Mo, is because the stats, right? Northern Illinois had 190 yards rushing. 190 yards rushing.
Yeah,
they had the ball for almost 31 minutes. And then props to them because they played the perfect game. When you're playing against a team like a Notre Dame or a Power 5, top 5, school, these are the things that you got to do. You got to run the ball. That minimizes the possessions that the other team has. And they did that, 190 yards. You got to control, the clock, which they did that, 31 minutes, almost 31 minutes. And you don't make any mistakes. So they had no interceptions. That let me see. They had one fumble, but they didn't. I don't think they lost it. So the turnover game. They won the turnover game. They ran the ball, and then they believed. They believed because their number 1 running back, which was Brown. I'm forgetting the kid's first name, but he went down, and all the other kids stepped up to still make this thing happen, despite. And I should have come up with a Big L award for this, but I'm going to go ahead and do an impromptu Big L right now, despite the whackness of the refs, because I saw that spot, and that spot was horrible, making them go, because it put them at 4th down, and then they end up kicking the field goal where they could have just kicked the field goal as time expired. But nah, somebody got to throw a little thought in the game, and they want to give Notre Dame an opportunity. So even despite that, they overcame that. So props to them for getting the 1.4 million and winning the game. So it's just like props to them, man. I want to give them all the props in the world because normally you don't get to see this type of stuff with it.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna let you move on.
Yeah.
Is it too soon to gauge their ceiling? I know it's week 2 college football. They just beat Notre Dame. Great win for them. But as far as that program, is it too soon to really try to gauge their ceiling? Because they look better than a lot of teams that are trying to find a spot in the top 25 right now.
I think it is. Could they win the MAC? Probably. I mean, it's still early. They're sitting at first place right now. But anything could happen. The season is still early. But this is an excellent win. This is an excellent win, for their program and for their coach.
If the answer is no, then that means Notre Dame is worse than we thought they were. And just not as good as we thought they would be.
I just think NIU was the better team that day. They executed, and look, those kids, they have talent. They have everything that any other player have, as far as like they go out there, they run, they block, and all that stuff. They execute it better. So I just want to give them that credit for it. And did Notre Dame probably go out there and say, yeah, this is an easy game? Probably. And then they got popped in the mouth, and then before they knew it, they got themselves in trouble. So did nobody tell them to go out there and take a team lightly or anything like that? So and we've seen Notre Dame, and I'm flipping over to Notre Dame for a second. We've seen Notre Dame have kind of these lapses at times, as well. And yes, there's criticism to be there because let's just be honest. Notre Dame, if you talk to 100 people, survey says all 100 is going to probably pick Notre Dame unless
Mm-hmm.
it's an NIU, alum, right? You scheduled this game for a particular reason. You paid them for a particular reason. So because you did all that, you're supposed to come through, and you didn't. So it's another situation with Notre Dame. It's just like, when can they put it all together in one season? Because it seemed like something always happened. Somebody always put a banana in the tailpipe. So
Yeah.
it's it's it's
It's a
mind-boggling. It's
it's a
my
strange dynamic from week 1 to week 2 with Notre Dame. It's messed up. And I mean, it gave Northern Illinois a spot in the top 25, but no more ranked games for them to play, so they can't really prove themselves.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
we'll
crazy.
see.
Now, what's not crazy, as well as my team, the Michigan Wolverines. They went in there. No, Texas went in there and gave my Wolverines the business. Right. So, a lot of people pick Texas, so it's not like a shocker that they beat Michigan. But they, I guess, in a fashion in which they beat Michigan, it was a beat down from get go, right? And I think Texas might have, yeah, they missed their first field goal, but after that, I think that was the only mistake that they made, and they made Michigan pay. Michigan did not execute. Michigan did not do anything right. Michigan, I talked about this before. That I did not like the two quarterback system because when you put Orgy in there, it's like you we already know what it's going to be a RPO, but there's no there's no option. He's going to run the ball, at this point. And you make yourself a little bit one dimensional. You make yourself where you kind of tell the defense, what you're doing. So then they can game plan for it. And Texas is serious. They were serious last year. They're serious this year. So they did what they were supposed to do. They came in there, made an example out of my Wolverines to put everybody on notice that to me, Texas might be the Michigan of last year because it's just like we let one get away with that game last year. I think they lost at the last minute against Washington and everything, and so they're on a revenge tour as well. So I can't say anything, but Michigan got some things they got to get. Kids got to step up, replace, and it's a lot because you're asking them to replace a lot of guys that left on the team, but this is what comes with it. So they got to get back on the horse and try and get back into that playoff race. Uh Mo, unless you got something, I'm gonna move on to our last topic.
Let's go. Let's go.
Power, ladies and gentlemen, it's back, right? So this past weekend, they got back in. They I don't know why they be taking these, spring breaks or summer breaks, for having us wait. But the episode is back. Mo, come on in here because we're gonna talk about this, right? So, uh, I guess to me, two things that kind of stuck out, right? I I I wanted to slap Officer Tate in the back of his head for talking to Carter, like just told him everything. Just, hey man, you got some corrupt people and
He
they
knew
doing
better.
this and they doing that, and just couldn't put two and two together and know Carter was in on it. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me. You got that. You got Brayton. He getting high on his own supply. He up there on stage with with with
That
everybody dancing and all this
that's what I
stuff.
was gonna start out with because that I don't like the junkie version of I don't like that. I don't
Me
like it.
neither.
I want him to be kind of he like the clown, but he's smart enough to be a good number two to Tyreek. But now you a
Yes.
junkie. Come on, man. We can't use you now.
No,
We can at
exactly.
all. You helped Tyreek get out all these jams, and now all of a sudden you just ready to get high now in season 4. Come on, man. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. And going back to Tate, I'm gonna let you finish your thought. But going back to
No, no,
Tate,
go ahead and
as
talk
smart
about
as you
Tate.
smart enough to figure everything out, but you ain't smart enough to figure out. Okay, let me pay attention to what's going on before I take this to him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He wasn't that convincing of a legitimate cop to where you just going. It's the NYPD. Come on, bro. You smarter than that. They got him out the
And
way quick.
you gonna meet him out in a dark,
Go to
unpopulated
Starbucks or
area.
something.
Yeah.
Come on,
And
man.
and you've been sitting in on these meetings with them. So it's not like
Exactly.
you just got there and yeah, it was just like, come on, man.
It reminded me of when Tony Soprano and Johnny Sack met up for that last time, and Johnny told him he was too dignified to be meeting out here like that. I'm like, dude, come on, man. When I saw them two cars pull up, I'm like, all right, yeah, he done.
Yeah,
It's
he's
over
done.
with.
Yeah,
It's over with.
he's done. So, and another person that's done, Zion. Come on, bro. You supposed to be laying low, and then you giving somebody your location to do a re-up. Come on, man.
I felt like it was too soon to get rid of him. But the way they set that scene up, I'm like, come on, man.
Well,
Come on, man.
well, he out there in the middle of the street just shooting, talking about the government official got in the way of his bullets. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Come on, man.
Yeah, you too stupid to be in the game.
What we
You
doing,
too stupid.
man?
But now they got the real enemy. The real enemy. We knew Carter was what he was, but now he done went into straight full-blooded villain mode. And he got a team. I don't know who that chick is. I don't know her name. But the one that beat up what's her name? Diana. I'm wishing the worst for her. I'm wishing the worst for her. This need to be the worst death that we've seen in television history.
And my homeboy told me this. I didn't see this part. Was he said that there was like a camera right there next to the building. So I guess it's probably going, well, Diana gonna tell him who did it. But it's gonna be interesting because now everybody's really gonna change, put their, like, everybody, Kanan, Drew, Monet, Tyreek, like everybody is gonna put in their energy. And it's kind of like when they were trying to find Pink Boots in the original Power. Right. So yeah, it's about to be crazy. But yeah, it's turned up in that first episode. It turned up dramatically. So I'm interested.
My question to you was going to be, what is it going to take? What situation is going to happen before Kane comes home? And now we found out right there at the end of the episode. I'm like, I think that's going to be the situation that bring him back. Because right now, Noma, ain't that her name, Noma?
Yeah, Noma.
She already letting him know that you're not as valuable to me as you think you are, right?
Yeah.
Old buddy gone now, right? I keep forgetting everybody's name. The one that Tyreek just killed. Zion.
Her number 2.
Her number 2 is gone. Zion is gone. So it ain't much left for him to do except help run the business. And now your family got issues. This man pressing. It's time to shift your focus. Come on back home. Y'all stronger together. Figure out how to get Drew back to the house. And
he want to stay in.
He pulled a little power move with that little play he did too while he was in there. But hopefully that'll work out. And he ain't as emotional as he was last year.
I got one last thing for you.
Okay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He ain't balling like he used to, but he still got money. You would agree, Tyreek still got money, right?
Mm-hmm. He got enough.
Yeah, he got enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put aside him not driving again. We ain't gonna talk about the car. Bro, you can't go to IKEA and get a little bit bigger bed than that. He in there with Noma's daughter in that itty bitty bed.
Come on, I mean, what could you possibly accomplish with that space? I mean, you can't do none of your tricks.
Hey, well, you saw everybody was like this.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, come on, man. Tyreek, you got, dude, you be better. You might as well get on the couch.
Well, but
man, you got to figure something out.
Here's my thing. It ain't like your typical dorm room that like you got a wall and 6 feet across from it is another wall or whatever. And that's a pretty spacious dorm by dorm means. Like you could get something from IKEA and slide, a full bed in there or something. I ain't saying
he got a bunk.
Yeah.
Tyreek got a bunk. Like, come on, man. It's one of them. They got better beds in prison.
Yeah.
You got to tighten up, man. You got to tighten up. He don't spend that much time at the house. He just on the go. But if you know you're going to be dealing with that young lady, man, you need to You know, at least get a full size bed. That ain't even a twin.
Yeah, because she gonna say something eventually because she uppity. So
Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
yeah, she gonna come back to the house. She gonna have something delivered to the house for him. She already told me he had to step his game up and
Yeah,
try to go from an 8 to a 10. She probably was talking about that bed.
right.
Come on, Tyreek. You better than that, man.
Yes.
You better
Go
than that.
to IKEA. Something.
I
Oh
think
my God.
Davis is up to something. I don't know what, so I ain't gonna speak
Who?
on that too much. Davis. I think he got a
Davis.
card up his sleeve that he ain't showed nobody. He up to something.
Yeah,
He
he
moving a
always.
little different now. He moving a
Yeah.
little different. But he
Yeah,
usually
because he
transparent with whoever he dealing with directly. But right now, he moving a little funny.
flipped on Zion real quick
Mm-hmm.
for a come up. So
Yeah, he moving a little funny. And I don't know. Beyond that, Monet, just get your family back right. Get
get him
everybody
back.
back
Yeah,
right.
got to. All right. Well, that next episode of Power be out there at some point. But I want to say this before we get out of here. This was not in the program, but bro, this is crazy. You get used to people being in your lives, man, even if they're not really in your lives. You just really get used to seeing folks. But James Earl Jones, bro, God, we lost him today. 93 years old. Obviously, a full life, a lot of stuff that, I mean, you can go on and on and on with, Darth Vader, Coming to America, Field of Dreams, and all the plays and everything that he's been in and everything. So, man, this is just crazy because you just used to seeing somebody. So, hey, R.I.P. to James Earl Jones, man, 93 years in the game and finished up, with life. So on the bigger and better things, I'm sure. So that's it for us, man. Until next time, make again, like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, man, and we'll do it again. Get into some more week twos of the NFL and whatever else that's going to be out there for us. But for your man, Jelani JB Bodie and Big Mo in the background running it, we're going to holler at y'all later.
You're not gonna let me
Peace.
get off here without making my prediction. I'm sorry for
Oh,
interrupting your program. You're not gonna let me get out of here without making my prediction.
whoa. Wait a minute.
27.
Wait. Prediction of
Okay,
what?
okay.
Prediction of what? Let me
The
ask
game
first.
tonight. 49ers, Jets.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna pick 49ers Jets. Okay. Go ahead.
All
Make
right,
your
real
pick.
quick, I apologize. 27
No.
24, San Francisco.
27-24
27-24, San Francisco. Gonna be a good
without
game, man.
Christian McCaffrey.
Without C-Mac.
Without
Jordan,
C-Mac. Okay.
we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all
Let
right. And
me-
the Angel Reese, you get healthy, baby girl.
I'm writing this down. 27-24 without C-Mac. Niner game. Okay. Got it. Mo said it. Peace, everybody.